Hi, we're Quaint and Curious Volumes. Quaint and Curious. Bleh. We're Quaint and Curious Volumes. My name is James. Today I've been tagged by Pat at Book Chat with Pat, and she tagged me for the Reading a Tics Tag. And that is tics as in quirks, I suppose, preferences, peccadillos, not little blood-sucking parasites. And this is a tag that was created by Kevin at Kevin Towell Reads. So it's got 9 prompts, and it's a pretty straightforward one. So let's have at it. Prompt number 1: do you only read at a specific time of day? No, I don't. I will usually read in between eating my breakfast and walking Louise being my dog over here. So, kind of early in the morning before starting work. And then sometimes I'll read at lunchtime, but I'll also read in between finishing all my evening activities and going to bed. So I have a morning and an evening session on most days. Sometimes on the weekends or a day off, I'll also read in the afternoon. And if I am awakened in the middle of the night and unable to fall asleep, I will grope for my Kindle and my spectacles, and I'll read on my Kindle for a bit. So I guess I read whenever I get an opportunity to. Do you prefer to read in your work/everyday clothes, or are you partial to reading in PJs or comfy clothes? Well, I will quote Titus Andromedon from the show The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt and let you know all my clothes double as pajamas. I don't really have work clothes. All my clothes are kind of... Look, you can probably tell. From looking at me, I am kind of a normcore plaid shirt, t-shirt wearer. I don't really have fancy clothes. When I did go into an office regularly, I wore khaki trousers and such, and I would read in those. I don't care. I'll read in anything. I'll read in any clothing at all. Let's see. Number 3. What is your favorite reading spot? Couch, chair, bed, outdoors, somewhere else? Well, you see where Louise is right now. That's usually where I sit. Sometimes, if I'm... where are you going? Sometimes on the weekend, if I'm reading in the afternoon, I'll sit on the couch in the living room next to a big window. That can be nice. But mostly it's right there in that chair. And sometimes Louise will come and squeeze in next to me, which is nice. Let's see. Number 4, do you snack while reading, or is this a no-go? For me, it's not necessarily a no-go, but I just generally don't eat while I'm reading. Unless it's like, maybe if I'm taking a lunch break at work and I go out and it's a Taco Bell or whatever, maybe I'll have a book or a Kindle next to me. I've certainly done that, but in general, I don't. Usually I don't snack or eat while reading. Number 5, do you or have you ever peeked at the end of a book, or do you avoid spoilers at all costs? I do not avoid spoilers at all costs. But I also generally don't care how books end, because usually the end is a disappointment anyway. I'm there for the journey. I'm taking the ride. I don't necessarily need to know how everything wraps up. Number 6. Do you prefer first-person or third-person narrative, or do you care? Let me tell you, the pinnacle of literary achievement is second-person narrative. I'm thinking of a chapter in A Visit from the Goon Squad, that is in second person, and it takes place among NYU undergraduates during the second Clinton administration. Why is that interesting to me? Actually, the first Clinton administration. And no, I mean, I don't care if it's first or second person, though that is an interesting chapter in second person, and it has quite a. I won't spoil it, but it ends in a way you would not expect a second person narrative to end. Okay, number 7. Do you read dedications, author's notes, acknowledgements, or do you skip those? Sometimes I do. I mean, a dedication usually takes a couple of seconds to read, so I don't. Author's notes, usually, yeah, I'll read that. Acknowledgements, less often. If it's an academic work and it's by someone I know, I'll certainly read it to see if they mention me. I saw an interview with Congressman Barney Frank from Massachusetts. He's retired now. But he was in the Congress for a long time, and he described what he called I think he called it the DC read, because politicians are always like publishing these ghost-written memoirs and autobiographies and such. And he says a DC read is you flip back to the index and you look to see if you're in the book. So you scan through, and he says, and this is how I know that almost every politician's book mentions Benjamin Franklin, because if I've gotten, his name was Barney Frank, right? So if I get to Benjamin Franklin and I haven't found my name, I know I'm not in the book and I don't have to bother with it. Anyway, number 8, do you have a favorite reading beverage? Not really. When I'm reading in the morning, I will usually have coffee with me, and if it's the afternoon or the evening, sometimes I'll have tea. Although, if what I'm reading is good, I more often will find that I've let the beverage go cold because I've become engrossed and I'm not diligently slurping away. Okay, let's see. Number 9, how do you decide what to read next? TBR, mood, goals, random choice? Not random choice. Because I believe that what I read next matters. So I'm consciously deciding what I'm going to read. I don't let the jar choose for me or let Louise pick my next. No. I am usually planning what I'm going to read next, or I have a short list of possibilities of what I'm going to read next. For example, I mean, this year I've planned out that I'm going to read these 12 books. I'm going to read more than 12 over the course of the year, but there are some kind of long works that I'm going to work my way through. I'm in the midst of 2 very long books, and after that's done, I might. So maybe this is a bit of a mood thing. I'll probably pick something shorter or lighter as a palate cleanser. I don't know if you'd call it that, but as just something, a change of pace. So yeah, it's not strictly any of these, except definitely not random choice. Number 10, tag some others. Anyone can play along. Feel free. So yeah, if you're watching and you want to do this, go ahead and have at it. Pat tagged a lot of the people that I usually tag when I tag someone, but I'll say Mayberry Book Club. He's been posting again. I like his stuff. So if you're watching, maybe give this a try. Aaron Facer. Have you been tagged? You've probably been tagged, but Aaron's always good for a tag. David Novak. I like David Novak. He's been doing 4-hour readings of Proust and not Proust, of Yeats and whatnot lately, but maybe he'll take a break and do a tag. And what the heck, George R. R. Martin. Your tag, Georgie boy. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.